Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Staying Forever Strong. It's been quite a while, but I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. Today I have a good friend of mine, Abby Epstein, with me to talk about life and just how she stays strong. Hey
Hi,
Abby, how are you?
Alexa. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you. I'm so excited. I love it's like fun reconnecting with people like that you haven't talked to in a while and
Absolutely. I was so happy when you reached out, and this is something that I'm super passionate about, just mental health. So I was especially excited to be a part of this.
me too. I totally agree, especially because even though it's like more known now, it's still like there's still a stigma. Like people still feel like they can't come out. So I want to like everyone to have a voice.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm all about it.
And we all have a story and we all have had our own problems at some point or another.
For sure. For sure.
Um, so how have you been? How's life during this craziness?
I think it kind of ebbs and flows. I've been hanging in there. I'm trying to change my mindset so that I'm focusing on the positive. I'm trying to take this time and use it for myself and remind myself to slow down.
Yeah.
So I think it's just about shifting your mindset and picking up a book that you've been wanting to read, going for a walk, just trying to take advantage and see this time as being a blessing instead of, a dark time.
And I so agree. Like, there's just so many things that have like happened during this time that like I swear would have happened if it hadn't been for, even though I don't want COVID and I don't want the pandemic, but
For sure.
I just think life kind of has a way of working out. Um, like I don't think I would have been able to do these like videos. I just wouldn't have had the time and it's been fun. So it's like,
I agree. I mean, I think this has just kind of been, for me, a blessing in disguise. I've gotten to work from home, which has been really nice. I'm pregnant right now, and I get to be,
congratulations.
thank you. I get to be in my sweatpants when I'm having, an off day. And I think that this is kind of just a good lesson to say, it's time to check in with yourself, reconnect with some old friends, and focus on this time as being a positive.
Yeah, it's funny too because we were kind of talking before we started recording, but like there, I swear every time you go on Instagram or another person is having a baby, and it's just like,
So many babies, so many pregnancies, but it's the perfect time to be pregnant. I
I
highly
know.
recommend. I highly recommend because, being able to have the flexibility right now, and
Yeah,
it's just been key.
that's so great. So I know you're a big advocate for mental health, as am I.
Absolutely.
Have you had times where you've struggled, or do you know people that have struggled, and how do they stay strong?
Absolutely. I think anybody who tells you that they haven't struggled at some point during this quarantine is not being honest. Um, I have some days where everything's great. I'm baking banana bread. I'm, I'm dancing around the house and enjoying this time. And some days I just miss my daily life. I think, that sense of normalcy that we're all so used to has kind of been taken from us. Even just the small conveniences that you take for granted, like going to the grocery store or going to see a movie with your friends or
Yeah.
going out to eat on a Friday night, I miss that. I think you have to get creative today in order to like stay sane because it is not easy, especially if you're doing this alone. A lot of people out there are quarantining alone, and it takes a toll on you. I've been lucky enough to have my husband and my dog, and I have a lot of family in Michigan, but I know that not everybody else has had that experience, and I think it's, okay to ask for help. It's okay to, admit that you're having a hard time because this is not what us as humans are used to.
Right. Like I don't think anybody no, I don't think anyone in this entire like that's alive right now has ever gone through something like this.
Exactly. And we all had to adjust really quickly.
Yeah, we had really no choice.
Hmm.
And I think too, another thing I've realized, it's like a lot of things are going online now, which I think like schools and all kinds of stuff that I think might have we're planning eventually, like a long time from now, but it's kind of making it go really fast. Because like our
Yeah,
world is going online, but something like school, I don't think should be.
I know. I mean, the kids need that
Yeah,
social interaction. They need it for their, development. And we weren't prepared for this. And as humans, we're planners. We like routine. We like to know, what's coming. And this has kind of shaken up our entire world. And we're all just forced to adapt and adjust. And, I'm, learning the hard way. I'm learning what works and what doesn't.
yeah. And it's also scary, like to be pregnant, even though it's exciting to be pregnant during this time, but it's also scary because you want to be extra careful.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, something I've personally struggled with is having to turn down plans. People want to have a social distance dinner or go for walks outside, and you have to do what you're comfortable with, but everybody has different comfort levels during the pandemic.
Right.
And being pregnant and being responsible for a whole nother life, it adds a total different component to all of this, and just making sure that the baby is safe is first and foremost. So I think that's hard too, just having to say no to situations that I'm not comfortable with,
Yeah.
and having to kind of speak up and say, look, I don't feel comfortable showing up to that. I don't know if there's social distancing, and it's that's a hard part too.
Yeah. And it's funny, it's like as someone with with my chronic pain, I've kind of dealt with things similar situations before, even before all this. Like if there were days I had plans, but I'm in a lot of pain or there's gonna be a lot of walking, I would have to turn it down, and it's awkward sometimes. You feel bad, like then you don't want people to not ask you for plans if you have to keep turning them down.
Right. I mean, how do you have any advice for how to, you know, be honest with your friends and let them know what's going on without, you know, without hurting anyone's feelings? Do you have any advice for me?
Basically, I just am honest. Like a lot of times when I make plans, I'll say like I plan, my intention is to come, but if something, or sometimes I'll have to just like change the venue, like
Okay.
before all this. But I would sometimes just have like a friend come over because
Okay.
like I at least know I can be with people, and if I have to like relax, it's okay. Or just being honest, I guess, is in the sense because if they're your true friends, they'll understand.
Totally. Totally.
Do you have any advice for anyone that like is just struggling or just having like a bad day?
I think my best advice is to do something for yourself. If you like cooking, if you like reading, take a bath, paint your nails, just do something that makes you feel good. And I think that's what's getting me through quarantine. You can't look at what other people are doing and feel bad about yourself. Turn off your phone, don't watch the news, focus on you. You know, everybody portrays their best self on social media, and I think it's really easy to get caught up in that and to compare yourself. But I think the most important thing you can do when you're feeling down is to put yourself first. So whatever it might be, watching Netflix or going for a walk or calling a friend, I mean, take care of yourself, and there's no shame in putting yourself and your mental health first.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that's a really good way to end the conversation, like to show people that just it's okay to put yourself first. Like we're in a or not even at a time, but like our community in general, like sometimes you feel selfish putting yourself first, but it's less selfish to me to do it when you need it.
Absolutely.
If anyone wants to find you or on social media or anything, do you want to say your Instagram or Facebook or?
You can friend me on Facebook. I'm happy to chat with you. I'm always happy. My name's Abby Epstein on Facebook. Actually, I think it's Abigail. Abigail Epstein on Facebook. Feel free to friend me, send me a message. I'm always happy to talk or, be there for anybody who might need help during this time.
Well, thank you for coming on, and I hope you continue to stay strong.
Thank
And
you for having me.
of course, and congratulations again on the little baby.
Thank you so much. It was great catching up with you.
Yes, and this was another episode of Staying Forever Strong, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.